Welcome to the Sociology Coach. Today we're exploring the 5 key concepts that form the backbone of sociology. Whether you're a student or just curious about how society works, these ideas will change how you see the world. Hey there, I'm Dr. Stephanie Medley-Rath. I've been teaching sociology for over 20 years. I'm the author of Introduction to Sociology, and I run the Sociology Coach to help people like you make sense of the world. Let's dive in. Sociologists have identified 5 key concepts that every introduction to sociology student should know and understand: the sociological eye, social structure, socialization, stratification, and social change and social reproduction. We first learned about the sociological eye in episode 1.1. Recall that the sociological eye is the ability to notice social patterns and behaviors that most people overlook in understanding how group membership shapes our behavior and attitudes. Social structure is the second key concept. It refers to the relationships and patterns that connect individuals, groups, and organizations. It's the framework that shapes our behavior and attitudes. Think formal rules like laws and informal norms like saying thank you. A social structure is made up of social institutions. Social institutions are groups and organizations that meet social needs and regulate norms. Examples include the economy, family, education, health, government, and religion, which are covered in most introduction to sociology courses. The economy, for example, provides jobs and income, with roles like employee, employer, and customer, each with its own expectations. Economies also change. For example, the gig economy is changing how people work and consume. The gig economy offers short-term freelance work coordinated by companies like Uber and Airbnb. Gig work is not new, but technology has allowed it to scale in new ways. While gig companies promise flexibility, research shows workers often feel stuck, with algorithms controlling job offers and wages. Agency, the freedom to make choices, is limited when companies use these algorithms to restrict opportunities. Don't forget to check out my website for the study resources that match this episode. They'll help you really make sense of what we covered today. Check for that link in the description. Socialization is the third key concept. It refers to how people learn their culture. Families, schools, and religious institutions all play a role. Socialization is multidirectional. Children can teach parents, and peers influence each other. Think about a time when you taught a family member how to use technology. The fourth key concept is stratification. Stratification is all about how power, status, and resources are distributed unequally in society. Our access to resources like opportunities for jobs are shaped by factors like race, class, gender, and sexuality. It's not just about who has more money, it's also about who holds power. For example, in a classroom, the instructor has authority, but at a college, deans and chancellors have even more. Power is layered and context dependent. I have power over students enrolled in one of my courses. I decide what assignments they will complete for their grade. However, my power is bound to that specific class. Let's take a look at stratification in Hollywood. Over the past decade, representation for underrepresented groups has improved. Researchers found that the percentage of lead actors of color in theatrical films jumped from 10.5% in 2011 to 29.2% in 2023. But there's a catch. Many award-winning roles still go to stereotypical performances. For example, Monique won an Oscar for playing a troubled mother in Precious, and Octavia Spencer won for playing a housekeeper in The Help. These roles often reinforce stereotypes. There is a bright spot. Everything Everywhere All at Once, which features an Asian American family, won big at the 2023 Oscars, with 4 acting nominations and 2 winners. Still, less than 3.5% of recent film feature Asian and Pacific Islanders, and about 1% of that is just Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So while progress is happening, there's still a long way to go for true representation. Now let's talk about gender stratification in the film industry. Women are still underrepresented, both on screen and behind the scenes. In 2023, only about 35% of lead roles and 38% of all characters in family films were women. About 3/4 of these films pass the Bechdel test, which checks if 2 named women talk to each other about something other than a man. Behind the scenes, the numbers are even lower. In 2024, women held just 23% of key roles, like directors, writers, and producers, among the top-grossing films. 30 years ago, it was only 17%. So, while there's been some improvement, change is slow. Representation matters, not just for who we see on screen, but whose stories get told. The fifth key sociological concept is two related concepts, social change and social reproduction. Social change is how societies evolve. Social reproduction is how society maintains its structure. Take a moment to think about how the COVID-19 pandemic contributed to both social change and social reproduction. Specifically, how did education change or stay the same as a result of the pandemic? COVID-19 led to remote learning, but not everyone had equal access to technology. Students from higher income families did better, while low income students faced more obstacles. This shows how social change can reinforce existing inequalities. Remote learning during COVID-19 highlighted educational inequalities. High poverty schools stayed remote longer. The chart shows that students from low income families often lacked resources like internet access or a computer at home. And if a computer was available, it may have been a shared device. Parental education also played a role. Better educated parents could help more with schoolwork and were more often working remotely so they could monitor their child's remote schooling. So at a time when schooling drastically changed, inequality in education persisted. Thanks for joining me to explore the 5 key concepts for sociology, which are the sociological eye, social structure, socialization, stratification, and social change and social reproduction. Which concept most interests you? Comment below. Stay tuned for more episodes that will go into each of these concepts in greater depth. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.